Last week we did a video of why you should go off-grid, as linked above. This week, after 2 years of living this life, we've decided to show you how it isn't as all romantic as you think it is. In our opinion, some reasons why maybe you shouldn't go off-grid.
Everybody, don't forget like, share, and comment.
So with a hope and a dream, Mike and I left everything that we ever knew and pursued this off-grid lifestyle. So we both have differing opinions on some of these points that we're about to share, but we figured everybody has a different point of opinion anyway, so maybe you can identify with some of them a little bit more than others. So in no specific order, here's a list of things that we think you should think about before making the choice to go off-grid.
First on our list, maybe you're just city folk. Maybe this lifestyle just isn't for you.
So next is age. Now, I know I don't look a day over 29, guys, but we moved to the country in our 40s. So I am currently 43. We came here when I was 41. Mike is 44. 44. And obviously he was 42. 42, because it's been 2 years. 42 when he came up, or when we both came up. So we're not 20 anymore. We don't have all the big equipment. So although jobs get done, it takes a lot longer, and I really think you should plan for that. And there's a little bit of more stress, I think, on the body.
Yeah, things
when you're not used to it.
And making noise that normally wouldn't when you're 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we feel it, but it doesn't stop us. We still try to get things done. It's just going to take longer. We are sore for a bit longer, and we recoup a little bit longer, but that's okay.
Yeah, but as this is a negative, age is something to keep in mind.
Yes. It didn't stop us. I'm going to say that. It didn't stop us.
No.
But I think I romanticized it more than he did. For sure. And for me, although it's tougher on the body, I'm still living the dream.
Hey!
Hey!
What's your name?
It's Angie! What's your name?
Mike!
Oh, hi, Mike!
Hi, Angie! God bless you, Angie!
God bless you too, Mike! Which leads us into the next point, which is isolation. We are fortunate enough that we have some really good folks around us, and we keep in contact, so we usually know if something's going on. But not everywhere has that. So it's a factor that you might want to think about. I'm a person that doesn't really need to be around people. I do enjoy it, but I can handle a little bit of isolation. Some people, they can't handle that at all. So definitely, again, it's something to consider.
Another thing to consider is that you're together 24/7. Now, Angie and I have a really strong relationship, but if you're not prepared for this, it can present some issues. So make sure you're ready to stay together and be around each other 24/7.
Why you gotta go be like that? Did I say that? That wasn't part of your script, Mike. It wasn't, no.
I'm sorry.
God, you said
No,
sorry.
I'm sorry. Forgive me.
I know him more than I should.
Another thing on the list is the learning curve. I know personally, I came up here and I understood how, air quotes, to build things. And then after a few trials, few errors, and a few bumps on the head,
And falls.
I learned the right way. So the learning curve may be pretty steep for some, not so much for others. It was kind of steep for me, even though I didn't think it would be. All right, another reason is nature. Mother Nature is unforgiving. So if it freezes at night and your water freezes, you're spending the next day trying to unfreeze that stuff and thaw it out. If there's no sun out for a few days, you're running the generator because you got no power. These are things like you have to live with and work around Mother Nature, especially when you have livestock. If it's too cold out and they're not warm enough, or if it's over wet in their stalls, like these are things you have to take into consideration when you're living off grid on a little homestead. Another thing to consider is medical care. For us, our nearest hospital is like an hour away, 45 minutes to an hour away. Now, as most of you know, I had just recently had shoulder surgery. Today I came into the hospital to do physio, so I'm in a little bit of pain. But also, in our area, they've been looking for a doctor for the last 2 years now, which means we had to keep our family doctor 3 hours away. Speaking of that, like the nearest ambulance is, 45 minutes away. Our ambulance bay is only open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and usually that's on call. So you have to be aware of these things if you're going to move out to the woods.
The next topic I want to talk about is mental health. So, although there are several benefits to feeling good and feeling happy, being up in the middle of nowhere and surrounded by animals and forests and, beauty, there are some setbacks to it too, especially if you did it like we did when we just dove right in. So we left our 9 to 5s, we left our families, we left our house that we'd lived in for I think 5 or 6 years, the first house that I had ever owned. I left my friends, like everything, and same with Mike. Mike worked in like Toronto, Ontario, and we lived about 45 minutes away, and so his life was consumed with traffic, city, go, and then you come here and there's no internet, no water running because it hadn't been connected in a while. You don't know the house you're in, and at first it's all like this fun and game, right? Like, oh, let's see how we can survive and do it, and let's see what we can do today. But then, long story short, I lost myself for a little while because I didn't have that set routine where you go to work, or you wake up, you go to work, you come home, you do the dinner, and then you do dishes, and then you do whatever it is that you have to do, or you hustle at whatever else you're hustling at. Your normal routine, I had to find, and so did Mike, we had to find our new 9 to 5. Our new reason for getting up. Why are we getting up early and getting ready and going? What? Because of the animals? Okay, so they take 20 minutes to take care of in the morning. All the morning chores do. And what do you do after that? You have to find your own purpose again. So overall, I was very lucky and blessed that prior to moving here, where I worked was a very positive space for mental health. So I worked at a college, and there was a department where if students needed to come in and seek that extra support, they could. So I had the privilege to work with some amazing people, therapist, mental health nurse, wellness coach, and I got to learn through daily activities and conversations with those people. And so I was a little bit stronger suited to recognize things when I did and deal with them accordingly. And I knew how to, and if I got to a point where I needed to reach out for help, I knew how to do that too. For us, we didn't know anything about off-grid living except for our camping trips. We didn't have the background in it, so we had to learn everything. And it can be overwhelming. So if anything, if you decide to go ahead and live off-grid, definitely think about this. But my piece of advice for you is don't let yourself get overwhelmed and only deal with one project at a time, because there's always going to be projects. Just to put that out there, there's always going to be projects. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end this video here. Mike is outside doing something. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, especially if you have any comments as to why you think you shouldn't go off-grid, leave them down below. As always guys, until next time.
No, I totally forgot it now.
Okay.
After almost 2 years of living this life, we're going to show you some of the unromanticized